Hello and welcome to this video tutorial from Computergaga.com, and in this video we are going to look at how to list all of the names of files from a folder, including subfolders, by using Power Query. So on my screen I have a folder called Forms, and inside this folder we have a spreadsheet called Analysis, but also 5 other folders, and within each of those folders we have a bunch of files, and they are a mixture of PDF files, but there is also the odd Word document within them as well. So there's a Word document here for Bianca, and we want to list the names of all of those PDFs and Word documents in an Excel spreadsheet. And with Power Query, that's going to be simple. So in Excel, let's click on the Data tab and then the Get Data button from the Get and Transform area. Now I'm using Excel 2016 with an Office 365 professional subscription here. So we've got this Get and Transform area. If you're on a previous version of Excel, such as 2010 or 2013, you may need to download the add-in and get that enabled to get access to Power Query. From here though, we can go for from file and then from folder. Such a useful example of what Power Query can do. I've got a separate video on my YouTube channel of getting files and appending them from a folder. Here though, we just want their names in a spreadsheet. So from here, I'm going to click the Browse button and tell Excel where that folder is, and here it is. It's called Forms. I'll click OK and then click OK, so it will start to connect to that folder. And now from here we can see a list of all of the names of the files and other information about them, such as their date accessed, etc., and folder path, and some useful options at the bottom maybe to combine the information of those files to load this straight into a spreadsheet, or maybe to edit it. And that's definitely what I want. I want to edit it. So it takes us into the Power Query editor so we can start to do further transformations before I load the list into a spreadsheet. I mean, I've already got the list of file names, but I'd like to do a little bit more to it. Because this is a Power Query tutorial, why not show off some of the other amazing things you can do? But they're so easy to do as well. So straight away we can name this query on the right hand side. So let's go ahead and do that. It's not called Forms. Let's call it File Names. And then we have our applied steps of just connecting to the source. Coming back out of this for a moment, the next task I want to do is I want to take out the analysis spreadsheet. As a quick reminder, this is the folder. I want all the names from these subfolders, but I don't want this folder, this analysis. This is a spreadsheet that we create from the information in the other files. I don't want it included. So in the editor, I'm going to just filter out that analysis file, because it's always called analysis, so just a simple filter will do, and that's removed and will not be included in the spreadsheet. I do want everything else, but I do not want all of these other columns that don't look like they're of any interest to me. This content column, not interested. I'm going to hold down the Control key on my keyboard so that I can also select the extension column, date accessed, date modified, date created, and attributes. I don't want any of those. From the Home tab, remove columns, and they're gone. Just got the name of the file, that's what I want, and then this folder path. And the plan here is to do a little bit more with that folder path. Let's imagine that I want the information in between the last 2 slashes here. I want the name of the course that these people are attending, and they're all Excel here, but let's imagine there could be a lot of other stuff like Microsoft Word and presentation skills and Prince 2 and maybe Adobe Photoshop. There's all kind of stuff that maybe as an academy we have people coming for, and we have files like this. But I've also got the level, like advanced, intermediate, Power Query, VBA. And I want them in separate columns. So task number 1, can we get the information out of these two delimiters, these two slashes? Well, of course we can. Let's select that column folder path. Let's go to the Transform tab, because I don't want a new column. I just want to correct the one I've got. And the Extract button. From here it's text between delimiters, the delimiters being the two slashes, so let's enter those, /start delimiter, /end delimiter. But it's not as simple as that. I've got multiple slashes within there. Do I know how many of them? Yes, maybe. Maybe it's always the same folder. But let's go into the advanced options and see what juicy bits we have in here though. From the start of the input, well, maybe I do know how many slashes there are, but it might be more reliable if we go from the end of the input, because this is its final destination. This is the folder that it's in. Number of delimiters to skip, 1. I want to go skip 1 from the end because it's the second from last one that determines the name of that folder. From that delimiter, don't skip any. So I'm skipping 1 from the back, and it's between those two delimiters. Click OK. Look at that. That is fantastic. We now have the name of the course and the level. A little bit more work to be done though. I want to separate those in different columns. This time we're going for the first hyphen as a delimiter. I have Power Query here as a level. That's got a delimiter in. Got to be careful, just the first occurrence. So this time, with that column selected, we will go to the Transform tab, and we're going to split the column by delimiter. And from here, it's a hyphen, as has been detected, left most occurrence. We can click OK, and the split is done. We now have the course name in one column and the level in another column. And that might be good enough, but we still do have the hyphen in between Power Query. Ideally, I don't really want that there, so I might just select that column and then do this Replace Values button, also on the Transform tab. And I'm going to replace the hyphen with a space. So if there are any level names with hyphens in, the only one here is Power Query, then replace them with spaces. I click OK, that now looks a lot better, and that is my finished article. The name of the file, so basically the name of the person as well, but I'll leave it as the file name, the name of the course, and then the level. I will just rename those column headers to course and to level. And you can see all the applied steps has been added to the right hand side. So from now on, whenever these files are added into that folder, I can simply refresh this connection. It will run through that steps, and I won't have to go through this process every single time I need this, which might be a daily or a weekly process. I just need to go to my Home tab, close and load to, and load this to my Excel worksheet. I'll put it in the existing worksheet cell A1. Click OK, and there is the information I want in a table, ready for whatever its purpose is, whether that's to send to somebody else or whether it's to perform some kind of analytics on. Then here we go, 27 rows added, And if any other files are added into that folder, any folder indeed added into that folder, I can simply right click and refresh that connection, and the whole process is applied again. So that is how we can use Power Query to list all the files from a folder, including subfolders, into a spreadsheet. And I wanted to run through some other transformations there as well, just to show off some of the intricate power that Power Query has. I hope you found this video useful. Please check out some of our other video tutorials on our YouTube channel, and come check us out at Computergaga.com.